All right, this is number 6 from the homework. Y is greater than, I hit greater, come on. Equal to, it's not going to let me do the. We did it yesterday. Okay. How did y'all have this thing graphing the inequality yesterday? Wasn't that y'all?
Yeah.
We did it. I've done it many times before. I don't know. Greater than or equal to, see? Oh. Y is greater than or equal to, and then next 7/3. My goodness. Negative 7/3x minus 16 divided by 3. All right, there's 1. Great goodness. And then for the second one, this is number 6 on your homework. It's x divided by 7. Actually, I forgot the y. It's y is less than or equal to. Y is less than or equal to. Start over. Y'all, I'm sorry. Half the time I feel like y'all are just waiting on me, and I'm just waiting on a computer. X over 7 plus 32/7. You're waiting on me? I'm definitely not waiting on y'all. 32/7. And then for the last one, 15x is greater than or equal to, 15x minus 40. Look on my desk, there should be one there. All right. No, I did not. That's my pen for donating to United Way. We all got one that donated, yeah. She gave you her United Way pen? Wow. Impressive. All right, so the vertices here of the triangle that is formed would be 3, 5, negative 4, 4. And again, I could graph these by hand if my computer wasn't so stinking slow. And 2, negative 10. But I would definitely, whenever you go to find those vertices, you will get bogged down in the algebra if you start trying to solve the system each. So I would use your calculator to find the intersection of the 2 lines.
Wait, are we gonna do our homework?
That's what we're doing.
Oh, you already turned my homework. Am I gonna get flashbulbs for not having done it yet?
This is number 6. No, I guess you didn't have to, yeah.
Visited you?
Yes.
I didn't turn my homework yet, but like you saw I wasn't doing it.
Okay. All right. 16. Y'all would asking all the word problems. Number 16 says Jane's band wants to spend more than $575 recording. It's going to be less than or equal to, because they don't want to spend any more than that. Okay? 575, yeah. No, it's got to go the other way. There we go. They want to spend less than or equal to $575 recording their first album. The studio charges at least $35 per hour. to record. Graph a system of inequalities to represent the situation, then list 3 possible solutions. So my total money spent, I'm gonna let X be my number of hours, is what I'm thinking. And Y, I'm gonna let be how much I spend, right? So, let's see, my number of hours times the price per hour, right? So 35X need to be less than or equal to what? 575? Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay. And then, but I also have to take into account that X needs to be greater than or equal to 35. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. How might I graph these? Wait, I got another. What am I missing here? James Band wants to spend no more than $5.75 including the first album. The studio charges at least $35 per hour to record. Graph a system of inequalities to represent the situation. I need a Y in here. It's not Y. Here's what we need to do. We need to say, instead of saying less equal to 75, come on. We need to say it's less than or equal to the total amount of money that I have to spend. Y will be how much money I have to spend. That's going to be my third equation. Yeah, my 75. Well, I'm thinking, yes, that's what I was fixing to do here. And now, but my Y has to stay less than or equal to 5. Do not do all 3 of those? The only reason I did was because it says the studio charges at least $35 per hour to record. Oh, you're right. You're right. So now, this is not my day today, y'all. So at least $35 per hour to record. And we're going to have to just stick with those 2 equations, those 2 inequalities, unless we were to throw a third variable in. You're right. But any of those would satisfy because we're still counting $35 an hour, and that's still a feasible option. So if I graph this, let's see. Y is greater than or equal to 35X. Come on. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Y is greater than or equal to 35X. This is one. It's because that slope is so steep. And then what was the other one? Y is less than or equal to 575. Y is less than or equal to 575. So I need to be in this first quadrant, right? Because it doesn't make sense to have a negative number of hours or a negative amount. So really, anything in this first quadrant, why can't I zoom in? In here, in these would work. So let's see, that's a half. Where does it get to be a whole? Come on. I didn't mean to do that, I meant to do that. Do y'all see what I'm trying to do here? Anything in this area, any point in here would work to satisfy the equation. So 1 hour, 1 and 60 or 1 and 65. Does that make sense? Oh, this is dragging. I feel like we're just like, what? All right, let's look at another one. 24 and 17. Ron, this is 17, by the way. Is it the word problems that are tripping you up? Is that everybody's problem? Is the word? They're hard to reason through. Rondell has to save at least $925 to go to Rome, his last class, in 8 weeks. He earns $9 per hour. Oh, I remember this problem from last year. All right, at Pizza Palace, he earns 9. We're not even going to get to this lesson.
Yeah, I have 2 more questions after this.
On a story.
No, I seriously, 24 and 4.
I thought we did 4 together.
I was reading the book.
Okay. I did 4 yesterday with somebody. Did I do it with you? Okay. All right, so at Pizza Palace, he earns $9 per hour. And the car wash, he earns $12 per hour. That doesn't say is, that's a... I can't work under these conditions. $12 per hour at the car wash. By law, he cannot work more than 24 hours or 25 hours per week. He needs to save, going back to that first sentence, he needs to save $925 at least. Graph 2 inequalities that Rondell can use to determine the number of possible hours he needs at each job if he wants to make the trip. All right, let's let Pizza Palace be X. Let's let car wash be Y. The amount of money in total that he makes, and this will be the hours at Pizza Palace, the hours at the car wash for Y. Okay, so we're talking about X and Y, letting them be hours. So 9X plus 12Y needs to be what? Greater than or less than? Greater than. Come on. Greater than or equal to 920 because that's his pay and that's how much money he needs to earn, right? And then for the number of hours, since we let X be hours and we let Y be hours at the car wash, that needs to be this time less than, he can't work more than 25. So that's going to be less than or equal to 25. So there's your 2 inequalities.
I divided the 925 by 8 and like put how many hours we could work a week. That would be good.
Oh, to find how many, do that too, sure. All right, questions about that? Yes, and I would, on this one, did it tell you to graph it? Oh, it sure did, it sure did.
How did you get rid of the 9 and 12?
What? What?
The 9 and 12, where did they go?
What do you mean they go 9X and 12Y?
Yeah, where did they go?
That's another, okay, so this one is talking about money, this one talking about hours. X is the number of hours he works at Pizza Palace. Y is the number of hours he works at the car wash. So the number of hours times how much he makes at each place gives me the money. But then I just added the hours together to make sure I was in that hourly constraint there, which is essentially what this is. And we're going to be talking a lot about constraints and things that keep us in a certain area of the inequality. And this would be a constraint. All right, so I graphed this. The question was, how are we going to graph this because these numbers are so big? This one's easy. Both of my intercepts are 25, right? Right. And it's solid. And I am shading above. Is that right? Yes, greater. Now the next one's going to be a little bit harder because the numbers are a little bit bigger. Oh no, that was below, y'all. Are y'all paying attention to me? Do you understand why I'm restricting myself to the first quadrant? Okay. And I can't work negative hours in either place, right? That would be silly. No, right. All right, so for the next one, sorry if you guys had that all shaded in already. What is, I'm going to do intercept here. What's 925 divided by 9? Oh dear. 100 something. 25, 50, 75. We're going to call this 100. It's going to be right above 100 there, but a little bit out of room. And then 925 divided by 12 for the, oh wait, that's the x-intercept. I'm at 100 here. Pretend like that's 100 and I'm right past it. What's 925 divided by 12? What is it? About 77. If I do these two. So about 77, no, a little 75. Oh, this is not working. Why is this not working? X plus y is less than or equal to 25. Is there no way he can make that much? Sure there is. What's 25 times 12? 25 times 12. Does anybody got a calculator on them? So he can't make 925. In 8 weeks. That's what you were saying about your dividing by. In 8 weeks. So I'm going to divide this by 8. Is that what you did? Yes, either one of those two situations would work. You could multiply 25, 8, or you could divide. I'm going to divide the 925 so I don't have such a big number to work with. I'm going to make this. Does everyone see? That's what I get for not reading the problem. Does everyone, can y'all online too, do y'all see why I knew I'd messed up? I did that on purpose so y'all would learn. I really didn't. I really just flubbed up bad. I didn't read the in 8 weeks part, and Henry was hard to tell me that I was doing it wrong and I wasn't listening, and I apologize. No, he wasn't. He did it right and I did it wrong, and he was trying to tell me, well, I did this. Like, okay, that's fine. And I just didn't even take it into account. So now I can do my y-intercepts because I've got, this is how much he'll do each week. Okay, Taylor says not really. Taylor, the problem says he needs to earn $925 over the course of 8 weeks. that's the part I left out when I set up the problem, is I didn't take into account that he had 8 weeks to make that $925. So if you've got 8 weeks to do it, really, he needs to make at least $116 every week, not $925 every week. Does that make more sense? So I changed my total number, yeah. I didn't read that in 8 weeks part, I just kind of skipped over that. So make sure you read the problem carefully, or my mistakes. Henry caught it, I didn't. So now, instead of this is 25, I'm gonna do it as 116, and I'm gonna do the intercept. So 116 divided by 9 is, anybody with a calculator? 12, so almost 13, so I'm really gonna be, if this is 25, this is 12 and a half, right? So I'm gonna be right there. Next, how about 116 divided by 12? 10. Well, the only thing I changed is the 925, I changed to 116. All right, so this is a little more than 10, so I'm about here. Now this looks so much better because I'm shading up on this. And look at my feasible region. Now, what? It is feasible now, it is. So now any point in this trapezoid would satisfy that system of inequalities. Goodness gracious, y'all, this has been my day all day. What did you divide 925 by? I divided 925 by 8 because it told me that he had 8 weeks to make that 925. And I got 116. Woo! That's fine, that's fine. It was a decimal, that was the rounded, 116 is rounded. All right. What else did you say? Before? 24 and 4. I'll do 4 first, then I'll come and hit 24. So for number 4, are you cold? I'm sorry. I have absolutely zero control over it. Y'all, check Classroom for the homework because I probably won't have time to come up with what you'll have to do. Let me go ahead and do what I'll do before I work this problem because we've only got like 5 minutes left. What did we do last night? I'm still gonna work this. Okay. Let's do page 56. Let's do 25. You know I'm just gonna pick up the word problems. 25 through 27. I can't believe that. It's my fault. I forgot that I signed y'all up for that Miss Horton thing too. Y'all got your wish anyway. You said, let's not do a new. She already has y'all's books. Oh my goodness, that's so fast. What? You want me to hold him while you hit him or just hit him? Who got that Dolphins book?
I wrote a report on this last.
Miss Horton promised them chocolate. Everybody picked one out.
Miss Brooks,
Did everybody check one?
I wrote an entire essay this last period English. It was a good book.
I'm sorry, virtual. It's our books are here.
It was one. We're trying to do what you, I think, originally wanted.
Good morning, Camden High School. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
My